What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with a special guest. I got the man, the myth from Stockton Zone 209, Gabe Flores Jr. What's up, my guy?
What up, my guy? How's everything?
Good. How you been?
I've been great, feeling good, in shape. Just been in the gym grinding.
All right, you got a big day, Saturday, February 20th. You're on a real fun card as well, top ranked ESPN, and that's the Miguel Berchelt card. You're the co-feature. How's that feel? Just to being on I think that's like probably the first big outside of Ryan Garcia's fight. This is probably the first big, real anticipated fight card of the year. So how's it feel to be on
Yeah,
that?
feels great. A great way to start off the year on a big platform, ESPN, co-main event under a huge card. I'm just gonna go out there and show that I belong there and chasing the world title, getting closer and closer.
Now, Miguel Berchelt, he's fighting Oscar Valdez, and your opponent actually recently fought Oscar Valdez as well. You're fighting Jason Velez, for those who don't know, out of Puerto Rico. So, did you watch the Oscar Valdez fight with Velez?
Yeah, watching tape on him. I watched that fight. I watched the fight with him and Ryan. Been watching him.
So, what did you make? What are your takeaways from Velez as an opponent?
I just got to be me, the best version of me, and be in shape. And that's what I am. Just be in shape. Don't get tired. And that's no worries because I ain't gonna get tired.
Now, I've seen some recent pictures of you. You training with my man Ben, your father, and you got a new location. What was the switch from being in NorCal
Mm.
to in Stockton and training out here in Northern California versus Las Vegas? What's been the difference with the switch of climates and location?
Well, for sure that helped me. The climate, higher altitude, makes sure I'm more in shape. Running Mount Charleston, uh, man, that was just the work out here is good because we got all kinds of sparring. Whatever kind of sparring we need, we can find it here. There's work all day, so we came out here for business to do work, and coming out here for sure up my game.
Now, just being a young fighter, how hard is that? Because you were born and raised in the soil and you're from Stockton. Was How was the transition just moving? Was it just a easy thing like, hey, I'm moving because like you said, it's business, or was it hard to kind of detach and say, hey, I got to go handle this in Las Vegas? How was it
Yeah,
just uprooting?
I was comfortable in Stockton. That's my hometown. I only lived in Stockton my whole life. But so to move was a decision that had to be made and something we had to get out of our comfort zone because we want to go all the way to the top. We got to make those sacrifices. And that's what we're doing because become fight night, those sacrifices going to pay off and they're going to show. I'm getting better and better by each fight. And you can't get better just staying in one place. So we moving and making sure we got to do what we got to do to get to that top spot.
Respects. Definitely, it could be hard to uproot when you're from a certain region or whatnot. You got a lot of attachments and friends and
Yeah.
whatnot, but you definitely got to handle business as a
Yeah, we're
fighter.
gonna do whatever it takes to get to that top level because we're gonna win regardless. But we got to make sure we look great while doing it.
Now, you've also teamed up with Jay Prince and Andre Ward. How did
Yeah.
that deal in situation? Jay Prince, very smart businessman, very powerful figure. How was that? How did that come about? I guess you could say.
Well, we met Jay Prince in Corpus Christi, and Antonio Leonard been on me since the amateurs. Seen him once or twice. Didn't talk too much, but we said hi. He seen me spar and all that, so they were familiar already. And so he saw me fight in Corpus Christi, it was about like my 10th pro fight. So he started really uh, interested in me, and so we got his number. And then when we moved to Vegas, we heard he lived in Vegas, so we just gave him a call, and we set up a meeting. And Antonio Leonard put that all together, and we started working because it made sense. It made a lot of sense. We match up with each other perfectly for management because Jay Prince he managed Andre Ward, and he managed Floyd Mayweather. I mean, the best out there. So it was perfect, and we got in touch with Andre Ward through Jay Prince, and so that worked. He's a good mentor for me. He sees little things like that I don't see, that I know I should do, but he just installs it in my head even more that I should do, and puts the extra like it's important. So that for sure helps. It's just an extra set of eyes that with a lot of experience.
Now, I noticed one thing. You're real big on team and branding. You and your father. Why is that so important? Because there's a lot of fighters, especially your age. How old are you right now?
20.
Man, you're only 20.
Well,
Yeah,
in
so
other
there's
words,
a
there
lot of
ain't so
fighters.
many fighters that's this young and pro.
Hey,
So
Eagle, he's about to be
Yeah,
20 and 0, 20 years old, 20 and 0, no Tijuana fights.
that sound good.
No,
That sound
no
real good.
Tijuana
Has a
fights.
ring to it. So like you guys have always, I know from talking to your father, you guys have always been like branding yourself. Like you have photographers,
mhm.
videographers with you. You got you got merch and just a real team oriented boxing camp, and you're doing this at a young age. So what is it about you guys that where you guys just have always, even before you were with Jay Prince, now that you're with Jay Prince, you guys have always branded yourself the Flores project? You guys have always worked on the branding of, so just tell the importance of that, I guess, as a fighter.
So us, we're just investing in ourselves. If you don't believe in yourself, how you expect anybody else to believe in you? We're not looking for any handouts or anything. So we're making it happen ourselves, making sure that we get our name out there, make sure everybody's feeling us. So that's just part of us hustling and grinding, making sure we branding ourselves because we believe in our name. And come fight night, the performances only make the brand better. So we just got to make sure we perform. As long as we perform, the brand's gonna get bigger and bigger. So that's the first step to a big time.
Definitely, that's important. I think more fighters should learn from people like you who are doing it that right way. You've always believed in your brand, and
Yeah,
just not looking for no handouts or
yeah,
anything
we're
like
we're
that.
making
So
up our own name. We're not trying to ride anybody's wave or anything like that. We're trying to make Gabriel Flores something. G Squad. We're trying to build something from us. Just us, pure, just our family, grounded from the ground.
yeah, that's respect because in a world full of like clout chasing, you got different things
Yeah,
like that. Some people are always looking, to coattail someone else's name. You guys are doing it your way, organic, and you're being true to yourself. So that's always a breath of fresh air in the world of boxing.
real's always gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're real, you're gonna sell.
That's true. Now back to the Andre Ward angle. What have you learned, or what did you admire about him as a fighter? Because I mean, that's an important person
Yeah.
in the last generation of boxing to just have at your, not at your disposal, but just have available to you, I guess.
The mind frame, the mind frame, is real good. I mean, like I said, Andre Ward got a whole bunch of experience like pound for pound in there. So he got a lot of knowledge. So when he watches me in the gym, there's certain things he could tell me to do, like inside work. The inside work he helped me out with. I mean, there's so many things I could lay out and tell you he helped me out with, but the big thing is the mind frame. He knows how to think in there. He knows really how to think. So that's one thing I always had, but he just brought it up to another level. Like I said, there's a lot of things Andre's in there gym with me for, and there's a lot of things he does for me. But the mind frame is a big one.
Definitely. Now, just being out there in Vegas, I seen you were up in the mountains and all kinds of stuff. Where do you get that work ethic from? Just being young, like where you're starting to make money and you're branding yourself and you're on TV and stuff like that. How do you stay grounded to the point where you keep at you're 20 years old? I remember when I was 20, I was wilding. So how do you stay grounded and stay disciplined doing what you're supposed to be doing and
And
running
let's see in the
miles
big
and
picture,
mountains?
knowing what the big picture is. I ain't done nothing yet. In my head, I ain't done the damn thing. A lot of people are looking at me, oh, he's with Top Rank, got Jay Prince country. Why you doing it? I'm like, in my head, I gotta say I ain't doing nothing yet because I know what the big picture is. Pound for pound, number one in the world, best to ever lace up gloves. And you know what I mean? I haven't proved enough to say that I'm that guy yet. I got a long way. I got a long journey. So with that being said, I can't just be chilling and relaxing like I've done something because I got a big picture. We don't want one world title. I want world titles in multiple weight divisions. So that's why we always working and steadily in the gym, figuring out ways how to get better because each fight is a closer to the big picture. And I'm chasing it. Like a lot of people get satisfied. I'm never satisfied. I always want more. Well, I want to bring the best out of me, and the only way is to keep on working and make sure I'm on my game.
Now, being from an area like Stockton, Stockton is not necessarily known for its boxing, but
Mm.
you come from out of that. So, would you like to bring it back to Stockton and kind of make that a hotbed for boxing?
Well,
What's your
that's
like
kind of
goal?
what I've already started. We planting the seed right now. I mean, I fought in the Stockton Arena, sold over 10,000 seats, sold out on ESPN. So that was a
Yeah.
big start, big plus for my city. So I already planted that seed, and we're just gonna keep it going. After this COVID, we'll be right back after the stadium, after we get to allow crowds in there and all that.
Damn, that would be big. How many people does the arena hold?
10,000 and some, almost 11,000.
Oh, damn. And you said you did like 10,000?
Yeah, so I saw that out. Over 10,000 people sold out.
Damn, so the support's real.
Yeah. I mean, I've been repping my city since I started this boxing thing, you know. So even before that, so they know where we come from, and we know we I got them on their back, and when I win, we win as a city. So they like it.
Now you came out with the Lakers colors.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that to the. I mean, I know what it's about, but just for
Yeah.
just for the people.
First of all, I'm a Kings fan, but we gotta contribute to somebody that was a real idol. I mean, he was more than an athlete. Kobe Bryant was just way more than an athlete. You can't just look at him as one person, just an athlete. He was an idol, a world icon. So I really respected him and the Mamba mentality. That was real, the way he thought. Like you said, how I work and stay grounded and all that. That's like that Mamba mentality. Always staying working. If I'm working consistently, they can't get better than me. There's no way they could be better than me because I'm working way more than they are working. I mean, it was just so deep how he was into succeeding, never being satisfied. He was never satisfied. So that just went into like the Mamba mentality, and I dig his mind state because the mind is the biggest muscle you could train. Like they could be stronger than you, all that, but if your mind's stronger, the advantage is on your side. So that's why it hit home when he passed and all that, and I know how it is to lose somebody in the household. So I can only imagine what his family was feeling. So I know how that is. So I wanted to contribute and show my support and love and all that.
Are you sure you 20 years old? You don't sound 20 to me. I don't know if you 20. I gotta see an ID or something.
We got that.
We've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That's
a
that
fact. That's what made me
NorCal.
grow up fast.
Yeah,
That's why I had to grow
can
up
tell when
fast. I've
somebody's
been
been
through
through
too
some life. You can always tell when people who've just experienced life lessons and stuff like that. You definitely don't sound 20, and that's coming from someone older than you. That's a respect. That's
Appreciate it.
dope, man. Keep that. I know your father don't accept, no BS either. So
Yeah, you've been in the gym with
February,
us. You know how it is.
yeah, man. February 20th. What can the fans expect from Gabe Flores Jr. fighting a former champion, Jason Velez?
Me to show out, man. Like I said, my performance is everything. It's gonna be a great and beautiful performance. I've never been more ready for something like this. Put me on the big stage, I'm gonna show out. A lot of people ask what my style is. I'm an old school fighter. You're gonna see me in there mixing it up. You know, I'm a boxer sock star, but I'm gonna get down. Like I said, I'm not gonna get tired. I'm gonna be willing to throw as many punches as I want. So I'm gonna be dictating the pace in there.
Tell the fans a little bit about your background, like any accolades that you won when you were an amateur.
As an amateur, I was a 12-time national champion. 91 and 7. Fought in Russia, Junior Olympics. I was ranked number 1 in the world in amateurs, number 1 in the nation ever since I was 7 until I turned pro. 11. Ever since I was 11, I was ranked number 1 in the nation since my first national title. 16, I signed at top rank, youngest ever. So it was the amateurs. I tell people it's more like it's like college football. You're building your brand. You're building your contract. That's where you build your contract. If you're winning, that's money in the bank. That's money in the bank for the signing contract. So we took everything serious. Like we said, we're competitive. We're trying to get that number 1 spot, no matter what it is. Always trying to win number 1, no matter what it is. So in the amateurs, we took that serious. We weren't playing. We were getting ready for the pros the whole time in our head. We had pro fighters. Sometimes we'll get robbed in amateur fights because they said we didn't throw enough. But we were landing the more cleaner shots and we weren't getting touched. But we didn't let that discourage us because we knew what the big picture was. We're chasing the big picture.
Now, speaking of not letting things discourage you, how have you been holding up with the global pandemic? Has anything become harder for you just based on everything that's going on with the COVID and things around the world?
I'm blessed. I've been busy in the boxing ring as much as I could be possible. Had 3 fights last year. And with the COVID thing going on, it was ugly. A lot of people weren't fighting. People didn't even get 1 fight. So I'm grateful and blessed that I got 3 fights last year. I fought right before the COVID hit, and February 22nd last year. and I got 2 more in. So thankfully, I've been holding up, and everything's been good for me.
How's sparring been in Vegas? Because I remember your dad used to have to take you all around to like
Yeah,
LA and just different places to try to find work your size, your age, people who are ready and serious about this. Now you in Vegas. How's the sparring been?
beautiful, grateful. Like I said again, we got all kind of work out here. Whatever style we need to find, it's not too hard to find. I mean, boxing is big in here in Vegas, so it makes it a lot easier. That's why we made the move, because boxing's over here. If you want to get to the next level, you got to make sacrifices, and this is one we made, and for sure up their game.
So the move was the risk is paying off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was well worth it. Well worth it.
Now, I've known you for some years. Is this the best shape you've been in?
Yeah, it's just the best shape so far I've been in, man. We up it up more and more each camp. We do better and better. We get smarter and we work harder. So that combination is dangerous. I'm learning on the job. So each time you're gonna see me getting better and better with my body, with my skills, my mind frame, everything. We're always trying to do the up and up.
Someone said you had a six pack and all types of stuff. You going? Did you change anything? Like, did you do like strength? What's different?
Nah,
Why are you in the zone so much?
a bigger stage. You gotta step it up. We moved in Vegas, which once we moved to Vegas, we started stepping everything up just because you're just around good things. Like I'm saying, like Jay Prince is out here, successful. He's worked with the greats. That only motivates you. Around motivation, around good positive things that only make you want to get better. And that was a big push for me. I've been track work with Pete Lopes, helped a lot. But it's just a mixture of everything, man. It was a mixture of everything. Everything's come along just fine.
Damn. What would you say at age 20 so far? What is your best attribute? What is your best weapon?
My mind, like I said, the most important muscle is the mind. You can't break me mentally or physically.
Coming up, what fighters did you like resonate with that like you just like favorites basically?
Roy Jones Jr., Roy Jones for sure. I put a lot on Roy because I love watching boxing, but I can't really say other than Roy. There's another fighter that I really love to watch and study. I like watching Floyd's conferences. I love watching his fights. I love watching the 24/7. I love that. But as in like, Roy was just different. He was fluent. He did whatever he wanted in the ring. He looked like he was never uncomfortable, unbothered. So it was just different. He attracted me. He had a lot of charisma.
Definitely. Now your opponent has been in there with big names, as we talked about, Oscar Valdez and also Ryan Garcia. Switching gears, Ryan Garcia, they said that he may fight Pacquiao. I mean, who would you favor to win in a fight like that? Do you know Ryan Garcia?
I know,
Because you
right?
guys,
We
okay,
used to. I used to see him a lot in the amateurs, national tournaments, and then national tournaments. And as an amateur, there's a lot of big amateurs, so you run into everybody. You know.
okay. Do you have any thoughts on that? If I don't know if it's even going to happen, but if Ryan were to fight Pacquiao, it seems like kind of an uphill battle.
Yeah, that's
But
that's a big money fight. I mean, I feel like it'll sell. I mean, it could be good for boxing. You know, the young against the old. You know, I could see a lot of pluses in it, but I hope it happens. It'd be a good one.
facts. Now you're in a division where in or around your division, there's a lot of top talent. What mark do you? I know you know Shakur Stevenson. Just various people. I'm not gonna do a bunch of name dropping, but what do you hope to leave your mark? Like, how are you gonna leave your mark with so much talent in or around your division?
Focus on myself, not focus on everybody else's accomplishments. I'm not competing with nobody. I'm competing with myself. That's how I'm gonna get the best out of me and make sure I leave my stamp in the sport. Make sure, like I said, keep on performing, getting better and better and better. That's why our team's so strong. I mean, a lot of people they got a lot on their side, but I got a strong team that's gonna help me with a lot of knowledge, how to get successful, how to reach that top spot. Because Jay Prince, he was with Floyd. You know, I mean, it's hard to get higher than Floyd. So he could help me, show me the way how to get there and really make my mark and stamp.
Facts. Any last messages to the fans? February 20th, Saturday, co-feature ESPN.
And at the end, me making my stand is just being me, making sure I'm the best version of me. But February 20th is gonna be my best performance yet. It's only gonna get better and better each time I get in there. So be ready.
All right, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Oh, actually, one last question. I got one last question for you. Your
Yeah.
last fight, there's a section in the, I think it was the first round, and you kind of like stumbled back. What explain that? What was that?
Me taking chances too soon. I didn't even feel them out. So what happened was I was looking to counter where uppercut, and all the kid was doing. Well, he's not a kid, he older than me. All he was doing was just trying to throw with me, and then he caught me. But it was all balanced. I wasn't shooken up because if you see right when he came forward after he caught me, I threw right away. I was ready. That's because I wasn't hurt or anything. I mean, I was out balanced. It was a clean shot. He
Yeah,
caught me with.
that's what I thought, because you kind of smirked after it,
Yeah.
like right after you like smile like, all right. Okay, I
Yeah.
just wanted to ask you that just to see. Let's get it. February 20th. I'm definitely going to be tapped in. Appreciate you for your time. Where can the fans follow you to stay in touch with the movement, the Flores team, and what you guys got going on?
Now you follow me at G_squad_nation on Instagram, and that's same as Twitter. And for Facebook, Gabe Flores.
All right, I appreciate you, and I definitely gonna tune in and see the progress. It's been a journey,
Yeah.
and I want to see the next leg of your journey. So I appreciate you, Gabe.
All good. Appreciate the call.
Shout out to you. February 20th, people.
February 20th.
We working.